I'm going live. All right. So today, guys, we are here. Thank you for joining. Um, it's been wonderful. It's been grand. I gotta fix my little shirt here because we got a lot going on. Anyway, today I really wanted to bust the groove open and talk about a very, very, very um, touchy subject. I think because nobody really uh, in the business of talking is talking about some of these things, some of these matters involving mothering, parenting, and how it affects the child. Yeah, you too gonna fall off because I'm not about to. And so, one of the things I want to start off by saying is I think that right now is a time of I feel like healing and a rebirth uh, of relationships between mothers and their children. And it's simply because over the past couple of days, I've had conversations with people in regards to um, issues that we have, um, you know, uh, based on the relationships that we may or may not have with our parents or our mother in particular. And so, um, this is a read that I got off of emmylou.seaman. All right. It's an Instagram page, and that's EMMYLOU.SEAMAN. And it's what is the mother wound? All right. And the invisible effects of mother wounds or mothers on women. All right. Now, I want to do, I'm not going to say a disclaimer, but I just want to say this. I think that the mother wound is associated with men too. I think it affects them even more so because I'll get into that, in a minute. All right. So all right. Just had to make a mental note there because I'm trying to be organized and go off of a little bit of like a little system here and stuff like that. But sometimes I get knocked off track and everything. Oh, please don't go all the way up there. But whatever. Sometimes I get knocked off track and, I wind up uh, going a little bit too far. So this is what it says. The mother wound is an emotional wound we carry from childhood into adulthood, often caused by a mother who is emotionally unavailable, absent, neglectful, or abusive. Simply put, it is the result of a loss or absence of nurturing and mothering. If a mother dismisses her child's emotions or overwhelms them with her own, it creates confusion and instills deep rooted beliefs that make the child feel unloved, abandoned, unworthy of care, and afraid to express themselves, especially daughters who most often face the harshness of this wound. All right. And yep, I can understand the effects that this wound kind of like the mother wound is um, mostly the result of is when children are emotionally disconnected and when the mothers are emotionally disconnected and they don't have the emotional intelligence which is the know-how themselves to cope with certain feelings, certain regrets, certain vulnerabilities that have to deal with motherhood that they themselves experience. And because of the lack of, there is no foundation that they really um, have to go off of. So you have a mother that doesn't know how to be a mother because she didn't understand. Now there's a reverse side to that, because we have some women and some men, right? But some women that go through that, and because of the lack that they received, they're making sure that they go above and beyond to let their children know, hey, I love you. I am your, I'm here for you. I'm your protector. Um, you can tell me anything. Just be emotionally connected to her children. Um, that is something that, but again, I learned early in psychology courses in my first little set as a freshman that everything is a choice. And so you have to choose not to let how you love and affect your children to the best of your abilities. You have to choose not to let that affect how you parent or love on your children. So there is, you know, this is kind of accurate. It says, one, when a mother physically leaves her child, the child often experiences deep grief and guilt over the lost mother-child bond, and may believe she did something wrong. We hear that often and all the time, right? When kids of divorced parents um, take on the responsibility of, the parent leaving uh, as their fault. It's their fault. They're responsible for the parent leaving, right? Um, so we get that a lot. As this child grows, they may develop a fear of abandonment, feeling of deep worthiness, and being unlovable. They have a deep fear of intimacy and pick partners who abandon them on an emotional and physical level. And they may develop a core belief that I deserve to be abandoned. Two, a girl who doesn't receive validation from her mother learns that she has no significance in the world and that her efforts have no value. She tries hard to earn love, but when all fails, she thinks she's the problem. This teaches her that she must work to earn love. As an adult, she may people please, never express her needs, and prioritize others' needs above her own. This causes more pain and hurt and continues the cycle of rejection. Three, when a mother becomes emotionally enmeshed with her child, the child may find it hard to separate their own feelings, thoughts, and identity from their mother's. As you grow, you might feel overly responsible for your mother's well being, often putting her needs before your own. This makes it hard to set boundaries or make independent decisions. And I want to just stop here because I think a lot of times this is that guilt that a lot of children, this right here is the explanation as to why a lot of adults feel that it's their responsibility to take care of their kid, because they know that raising them and their siblings was hard because they were born. And also, boundaries aren't set. So that's why you have some people who are married and they run their marriages, through their children, meaning that the parent, the mother, has so much power and so much control that she's even crossed the threshold of a marriage and intervene in such a way where whatever her opinion is, even with the sons, whatever their opinion is of the situation of the female that they're involved with, that's the situation that mom is. I mean, that situation is kind of like geared towards, and we know a lot of people that have situations like that where the parent oversteps their boundaries or has overstepped their boundaries, and the kid cannot put the parent in their place respectfully, so to where it's a comfortable space, not just for the parent, but also for the child, for the adult. I'm talking like this is, about children. This is adults here. All right. And I'm quite sure y'all can come up with a whole bunch of different, variants of an example of this that I just described. So it goes on to say you develop a belief that your worth is tied to taking care of others, and you feel it's your job to take care of everyone around you and make them happy. 4, if a mother creates a relationship based on competition or comparison, this girl does not feel safe or trust other women. As you grow, it can be hard to form close female friendships. You struggle with jealousy, insecurity, or unhealthy competition. You feel uncomfortable around other women. You avoid deep connections or push female friends away. Over time, this may cause you to develop a core belief that you can't trust other women or that close female friendships aren't safe or fulfilling. And let me tell you, reading the part where it says that the person struggles with jealousy and insecurities or unhealthy competition, when the mother creates a relationship based off of competition, you got to understand something. What you learn first, you learn best. And so if my mom is in competition with me, this is my introduction to womanhood, to sisterhood, to fellowship with women. So if my mother is in competition with me, this is what I have been taught. This is the things these are my mindset around dealing with females is going to be like this. And this is why when I talk to my sister and other women that are like-minded, that's one of the problems that I know for certain I run into. You always meet somebody, and I am afraid of relationships with I'm not afraid. Let me rephrase that. I'm not afraid. I don't trust them. I'm very cautious with women outside of my circle that I've created for myself because of the way that they form relationships or the way that they treat relationships with other women. You understand? You can be a person that value friendship while they can be a person that value um, not friendship, but they value the opportunity that they see in front of them pertaining to what's going on with you and them. Because what this is simply saying is that, I've been in situations where I've been in weird situations where you think you're a friend of somebody, but you're really in competition. Look, like to me, if you invite me to a party and I say, okay, I'm about to get ready, and then you're like, okay, so what are you wearing? I'm telling you because I'm thinking that while you're not trying to dress like me, you still want to stay and you don't want to go opera if we're just going to like a nightclub. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So you want to keep the vibe, the dress code accordingly. I'm not thinking that it's a competition. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking that every time I tell you things because I think you're my friend, that actually gets on your nerves because of how motivated and pressed I am about succeeding in life or doing whatever it is that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knowing that we're in competition um, when it comes down to that. And so oftentimes you'll find yourself in really, really sticky situations with females where it's just like, man, I'm not really sure if I could keep this, going right here because you wind up. It's just if you're a female and you've been through it, the competitive, the secret competition thing that's going on and all that kind of stuff there, and the real slick side frenemy vibe that you get from a person or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? As a young'un, I didn't like it, and as a grown adult, I just I can't invite that into where I'm trying to go. Like you know, energy wise. Like I'm trying to be at peace. I'm trying to be floating. I don't care what nobody else says. I'm trying to be in my own little world with the people that I love in it, doing good things, doing positive things, and us building and growing together from that. And call me, optimistic or heavily sedated with hope. You understand what I'm saying? Because I really think that me, my children, the person that I'm involved with, people that he want to bring into our family. You know what I'm saying? I really do believe that that's something that we can achieve if everybody, if you stay focused on creating that type of atmosphere um, yourself for you, and then attracting that same energy by just keeping your mind decluttered from all of the mess and stuff that's around. So that's just it. But back to this. All right. So it says 5. When a mother is overly critical or dismissive, this girl internalizes her negativity and develops a harsh inner voice. As you grow, you hear the critical voice in your mind constantly telling you that you're not good enough or that you'll fail, making you doubt yourself, second guess your decisions, and undermine your confidence. And this goes hand in hand with the other thing. A lot of times I feel like women compete with other women because they see something in that other woman that they don't see in themselves, because there's a constant critical voice in their head that's telling them you'll never be or you can't be when they're alone by themselves. And so when they see someone else that is being and that is doing, it's like, ugh, like she fucking make me sick. I can't stand this. I'm gonna do whatever I can to put a stale bone in her, in her pile. And that's just how it is. And so this right here explains a lot um, when it come down to do with me internally. You know what I'm saying? And um, you know, I can understand more of what females, because I talking to different people, like some of my cousins and stuff like that. These are some of the things that I mention all the time. Like people, even my friends, I tell them all the time. People develop friendships based on how they learn to be a friend, how they learn what sisterhood meant, what it looked like, and how you delivered yourself as somebody's friend, sister, cousin, or whatever. Some people are in very competitive family ships. Family relationships. You know what I mean? You got a group of cousins over here that don't like the other group of cousins over there for whatever the reason is, right? Some people are in those and they're active in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have the time to be active in fuckery like that. I really don't. It's not something that I want to do. It's not like I don't benefit from it. And when you're around it, it's to no choice or no fault of your own that you wind up coming to it, because you either got one, you're gonna get messed over, and that's not the word that I wanted to use, right? But you're either gonna get effed over, or you're gonna become that of what you are dealing with. You're gonna do the things that they're doing to you, because it's like, nah, you're not about to sit up here and play with me like that. We about to get busy. Like, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do it like that too. Like, I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna stand on business. I'm not the one for you to play with. Like, that's how they come out. So, and like this one right here, um a dismissive mother, you know that always dismisses things that the kids say. Um, and that's why I thank the universe, I thank the Most High, man, just for making me who I am, because I can remember feeling, I'm going to say this and I hope it makes sense, under myself. I can remember being here, but feeling here, because when you are trying to communicate and it is turned into a fight, or when you're trying to communicate and what you're saying doesn't matter, that's dismissive, you do start to, think, like, man, why I'm not being listened to? Like, you know, am I not making sense or something like that? Now, it's not playing on my capabilities, because I always, like I said, I thank the universe, I thank the Most High for my mindset, because a lot of things happened and a lot of things didn't happen where I should not be comfortable with myself, based on how the majority of people respond that go through the same or similar things that I went through. Meaning all my life I've had messed up relationships with females because the family did that. Like I learned what females could do based off of what was going on in my family circle, close family circle. So that's what made me kind of like shy away from, um, you know, situations with people, with females out there, because if they can act like that and we got, that's blood in my blood, I damn sure know that. And for the most part, that's how it has been until you can find those twos and fews of people who treat you like more than family and you have no relation to them at all. You know what I mean? So this is a revelation, like seeing somebody put it on paper, put it into perspective. For me, I hope for others, this is the first step of healing, being able to identify what your problem is, because this will help you heal. This will help you be a better parent. This will help you be a better husband. I mean, a better wife. This will help you be a better fiance, just a better version of yourself, a higher version of yourself. If you can identify and you can make corrections, nobody's perfect, but we all have to be able to take accountability for the outcome of certain situations with people. I don't want to say sorry, because they got a lot of people that don't like to say sorry for some reason. Um, I guess on a spiritual note, saying you're sorry, you're speaking that into existence. But so say I apologize or something, but you have to be able to apologize for inflicting your hurt, your pain on some people, and it's never too late. I don't care if your kid is 28, I don't care if they're 42, dial them up and just admit to it. I think that's one of the hardest things, especially for baby boomers, to do, is to admit that, hey, I did something wrong and I'm not